The new minimum wage announced has brought a lot of questions about those who are currently on a particular salary that is higher than that. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fajira. If you're seeing this beautiful face for the very first time, I'm so happy to have you all in our beautiful family. For my returning subscribers, thank you for always coming back to watch my videos. I really do appreciate. God bless you. If you're new to this channel, I share content on UK immigration updates, jobs with visa sponsorship in the UK, live in the UK, scholarships in the UK, like everything you can think about the UK. So if you're someone who is interested in such content, please do hit on that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, so each time I upload a new video, you're going to be the very first person to see that video. So guys, let's quickly dive right into today's video. I uploaded a video a few days ago regarding the new minimum wage that was announced, and people were like, this is not a good news, this is not supposed to make us to be excited. But guys, one of the experiences I've had for almost 14 years of my life in the UK is to see that the government is continuously doing something, whether good or bad, different changes. When I started working, I think I responded to some of those messages that when I started working in the UK, the minimum wage was £6.19. Yeah, £6.19 per hour. That was in 2012. When I was a student, I wasn't working. It was when I graduated I started working, and earning that time £6.19 was a huge thing. So what the UK government do every year is to review the current minimum wage and increase it, even if it's 1 pence. At least there is this change that comes with it, knowing that you work from 1st of April to 31st of March and something has been added. So like I said, when I started working in 2012, just as you can see that the minimum wage in 2012 was £6.19 per hour for adults and £4.98 per hour for 18 to 20 years old, then £3.68 per hour for 16 to 17 years old, and £2.65 per hour for apprentices. This rate came into effect on 1st October 2012. Now you imagine how little it was as at then. But the good thing is that the UK government in every year always review the national minimum wage and see how employers can implement it. Now, some of the questions I've got from my beautiful viewers that said, if you're on a salary that is higher than the national minimum wage, will the employers implement this? Guys, this depends on the organization you're working. Some organizations, I remember when I started working in the UK as a customer service representative, the minimum wage at the time was £6.19, but the organization I was working with was paying me £6.30. Then that same year, when the government reviewed the minimum wage and increased it, the organization added 10 pence to £6.30. So this depends on the organizations. For instance, if you're working in an organization and the organization you're working in have got the exact minimum wage, some may not add anything to it. Now, for those who are on salary, let's say you're on £25,000 per annum or you're on £30,000 per annum, the new minimum wage does not affect such employees because you're currently on a salary that is higher than the minimum wage. Now, the government sets this minimum wage because they know that there are some organizations that do not pay their employees up to this amount. So now what happens is, if the government finds out that, or there is a report to show that an organization is not paying an employee the required minimum wage, then they will be in trouble because that will be classed as slavery, because every employee in the UK has to earn the national minimum wage. So for those who ask me the questions about those who are above the minimum wage, now this will depend on your company. Like I said, when I started working in the UK 13 years ago, the minimum wage was £6.19 and I was earning £6.30. But when it was now reviewed for the next tax year, it got increased, and the organization I was working with added another 10 pence to what I was earning, just to make it a bit higher. Now they can decide to leave it at that £6.19 or the new rate, but at the same time, like I said, it depends on the organization. So if you're one of those that you're on a salary that is higher than the minimum wage, you may not really get anything from your organization, except your organization is the one that just want to help. Now, most of the organizations that usually add something to their minimum wage are organizations that pay almost the exact minimum wage that the government has announced. Just to share with you, for those who said that this is not a good news, the minimum wage in 2012, as you can see on my screen, was £6.19, and the minimum wage for 2013 was £6.31. Then the minimum wage for 2014 was £6.50. The minimum wage for 2015 was £6.70. So you can see that the increment is not really much. But the good thing is the government is actually doing something. They are not just there, not helping. This will not really do a lot, but at the end of the month, how you will know is that you'll see that something has been added. So imagine you work 12 hours a day and some pence are added for each hour you work. At the end of the day, you see that you've gotten something slightly different from what you were expecting. So I'm not saying that you should be really excited about this news, but like I said, the minimum wage at the time was £6.90, and looking at it getting up to £12 and above, it's something that, yeah, it's been an increase, whether we like it or not. I've read some comments that talked about the bills going up every year. Imagine that the bills is going up every year, and at the end of the year you're actually not even getting anything to support. So this is not to say you should dwell on your hourly salary. You can start looking out for other side hustles to do that will give you some extra monies. But now the good thing as well is that you can also do overtime. Some organizations, they pay more than the minimum wage for overtime. I remember then when I was working, the overtime rate on a weekday was 1.5, like your normal hourly salary plus half. Then during the weekend, it's ×2. So you can look at the organization you're working and see if they've got overtime and the overtime rate is better. In doing more of the overtime, we actually make you smile at the end of the month. Not to do so much, but just something to add up to make up with your bill. For the new salary threshold for UK visa, nothing has really been said about that. I've not seen any updates on that. Once I see an update, I will also come and share with you. But for now, nothing has been said. It's still the same. So don't feel really sad from the comments I've read that nothing has been added, guys. It's better that something has been added than nothing being added. Like we know some countries, they don't even care. They don't care about the citizens. They don't care about anything. They just do what they want to do. Whether the citizens are suffering or maybe the cost of living is increasing, they don't really care. But in the UK, like I said, over how many years of my life here, you can see that we look forward to 1st of April because we see that there will be little changes in some of the things. I know the bills are expensive now in the UK. I know, but if you have been surviving even before this new minimum wage, I'm sure that you will still survive. And another thing you can do is just to look out for things you can do like a side hustle to help you, because one of the things that people have been using to survive now in the UK is side hustle. Remember that this is a global recession, not only in the UK. The whole world is going through a global recession. So it is something that is affecting the entire world, not only UK. So be happy, smile. It may not be too big like I said in my previous video, but at least there is a change. You are not where you used to be. You were not at the £11 something. You've now increased to £12 plus, which is a good thing for you. So this is not a bad news at all, to be honest, for those who are on minimum wage. But for those who earn higher than that, your company may decide to increase it at the end of the year. Now, there are some bonuses you could even get from your organization, which will also help you at the end of the month if you're working in an organization that usually do bonuses. So those are things you should be working towards. You may not necessarily be waiting for how much they will pay you at the end of the month, but your bonuses can cover that if you work in a good organization. So just to answer that question again, if all companies in the UK are going to increase your pay, now by law, the companies that are meant to increase your pay are companies that usually pay their employees minimum wage. But if you're working in an organization that they pay more than that, then they don't necessarily have to do anything. If you have worked very well as a good employee and they decide to increase your pay, then it's a good thing for you, and they will decide on what pay they want to put you on. If you're in a company that you are on the current minimum wage, from 1st of April it will change. So ensure you check your pay slips. And like I said in my previous video, if you check your pay slips from April and you notice that it has not reflected or no change has been made, then it's wise you contact your HR to resolve it for you. But this is something that is passed by law. So all companies that pay their employees minimum wage are expected to implement the new rules. So guys, this brings us to the end of today's video, and I hope you find this video helpful. And if you do find it helpful, please do like and share, and also to subscribe and join our beautiful family. Until I see you in my next video, take care and have a lovely day. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye for now.